fantastic is that it's finally TVZ time. Let's get it on. We know that this man has been struggling a little bit with an injury. Obviously, we gave him the option to withdraw from TSL 6 with no hard feelings, but he said, no, I want to play some games and get casted by Day9. So here we are. Top left side, it's Maru.
In the bottom right-hand corner, considered the underdog, but coming off a hot win against Curate Solar.
A hellbat push with a medevac and then a bunch of Marines that have stim, while of course having triple CC. This is the kind of build that I'm not sure if Solar is like really thinking about this kind of stuff, so a scout would really help him. But if he's got no banelings or roaches, I'm not exactly sure how we're supposed to deal with this. Now, Queens and Lings are good. I never underestimate the power of Queens and Lings, but I really think you want to get a couple of banelings in the mix as well. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to find connections with those Marines.
This is an extremely well-concealed attack, too. And, Solar instantly pops direct into the natural expansion and is immediately shocked to find Hellions here. Maru encounters some Lings and Queens, but doesn't actually have the medevac there, and there's also no Hellbats. All the Zerglings back home have distracted the Hellions for the time being, so suddenly this attack from Maru is just going to have to retreat. And there's only one medevac, so it's a full surround. And this is one of these reasons where you look at it and go, so that's why I don't see this build.
Yeah, beautiful Zergling counter by Solar running into the natural. Maru now being forced to pull the aliens back, and that obviously made all of his Marines so vulnerable. This would have been a completely different game if Maru just had that final depot up already, so he doesn't have to worry about what's happening in his natural. He could just focus on his attack. I'm actually shocked by the Widow Mine count that Maru has already. He's got 5 mines and he's building 3 more, so it's this double factory producing non-stop Widow Mine, and maybe with a 1 or 2 good drops, all of a sudden Maru will be completely back in this game. It feels so crazy to see somebody with 12 Marines, but also 8 Widow Mines with soon-to-be Drilling Claws. These are not army comps you see very often.
Well, Kevin, you'll recall our really great impressions earlier. I'm going to win TVZ with Widow Mines. It was so accurate. It was like such a good rendition of how Maru sounds and plays. I feel like Maru invented the offensive medevac mine drop, not just at bases, but like in battles, dropping them on Colossus. And now here, Zerg's ready to feel the pain that Protosses have for years.
Yep, and the first drop was already pretty successful. At the third, we're getting a few more drone kills. Now there is this medevac drop heading into the main base.
Oh, gross.
Oh, and these mines with drilling claws. Are you kidding me? How do you get 27 drones after the start that Maru had in this game? Then Widow Mines are good. And Sean, you're right. He's just going to win the game with Widow Mines.
This guy is just horrible to play against. I mean, like, this is the sort of thing that just makes you, like, want to take a break for the day on the ladder when you're like, well, I was winning, and then 4 simultaneous medevacs picked off 4 simultaneous different groups of drones. All right, that's going to be a total of 34 drones killed after a disastrous start.
That doesn't even sound real. It's like, yeah, Maru just killed 34 drones. Like, it's common, you know? It's like, oh yeah, we kind of expected it. No! After his opening filled the way he did, Solar was supposed to be ready for this. Of course, great job by Maru setting these drops up the way he's done. And he's not done yet. He's gonna burrow a few more mines. They still have drilling claws. That mine shot at the drone that went into the extractor, so it will live again. But, ooh, this is looking more and more dire for Solar as he's eating more big Widow Mine shots. And now Maru's army shows up. And what does Solar really have, Sean? He's got nothing. He's got 3 Zerglings, 2 Hydras, and 2 Banelings.
Is this it? Is this it?
What?
I mean, just spending so much time rebuilding the economy. Remember, if you're losing 34 drones, that's going to be 68 Zerglings you could have built. But you can't. You got to rebuild that economy. Economy is important. Looks like the Marines are going to say, look, let me help you out a little bit. They stim, they bring their own health down low enough for Solar to clean up. Solar is just now rounding the corner with the sort of Hydra-Ling-Baneling mixture, which, I don't know. Hydra-Ling-Baneling is really strong. The units kind of align themselves naturally. The Zerglings get to the front, the Hydras can deal the damage in the back, and then you have the Banelings for obviously for the big bursts, but when you don't have Mutalisks, you kind of run out of a lot of the nice control and pick-off elements that can allow you to counter pressure against a Terran player. But I mean, frankly, I think if you're Solar, you gotta be on the defensive for a longer period of time. The Hydralists finally pick off one of those pesky medevacs.
Another drop heading into the fort base though, and I don't see a spore crawler here. No drone pool yet. Oh my goodness. Oh, can the Medivac make it out though? No, it cannot. Maybe Maru should probably slow down. Like, it's been great. Like, we found a lot of damage, and this game definitely got turned upside down. But I think at this point you probably want to just take a little moment for yourself and just get a proper army out before you suddenly die against Link Bane Hydra.
Yeah. Take a break. Practice self-care. Build siege tanks, you know? You want to make sure you're happy and healthy for the late game. That fourth base is up, and you know Solar's thinking, I got to take this down. I cannot let Maru get this fourth up. And it looks like, did Maru wind up overproducing Widow Mines, over-dropping and losing too much? The answer appears to be is no. I mean, there's a lot of Ling, Baneling, Hydra trying to roll in, but...
We are already once again heading into that double factory setup. Maru will probably get a tech lap, and he's like, oh, those Widow Mines were pretty good in the first game. Let's see if I can make them look even better in the second game, as Solar, his start this game is nowhere near as good, but hey, maybe his Widow Mine defense will just be a lot better.
You know, you know, I just don't know how you defend against it. Like, this timing is very, very good. I mean, if you take a look back in the base of Solar, yeah, I mean, he is getting the Baneling Nest for early defense, has the Evolution Chamber with an upgrade underway in terms of the Queen count, has enough to hold off a lot of the stuff on ground, and is just now wrapping up with the layer. If you want to build Hydras, or if you want to build Mutalisks, yeah, no, this timing thing that I was talking about before, it looks like, no, you don't really have good timings to defend against this kind of Widow Mine pressure. And oh, incredible Baneling hits on those Hellbats, but I don't even think you care as Maru. You only built, what, 4, maybe 6 of these? Scanning to pick off the creep, the job of the Hellions. Done, no problem.
I actually think that Maru is completely okay with that trade. It's like, well, you just wasted a whole bunch of banks on a couple of Hellbats that I'm not too worried about. On the minimap, we can already see... Oh, we don't want to lose these Marines, do Maru? And Maru does not. Maru picks them up. Take a look at the minimap, Sean. These Medivacs are starting to make their way into the main base of Solar, who is indeed going to try to get access to Mutalisks this game, but that's still going to take a while. Solar is going to need phenomenal defense in the upcoming 60, 70 seconds, and I think it's almost impossible to do so.
Donna, Donna. Donna, 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 Donna. Terrible scoring for this movie. Okay, there we go. Now we see the Widow Mines popping down, hilariously targeting some cocoons, but still causing lost mining time again with the fast burrow upgrade done. The drilling claws let those Widow Mines plop into action. Almost all the mines did nothing, but a single one landed and hit 10. And this is the obnoxiousness of mine drops. You see the Spire only just now getting close to finish. And here comes the mines behind it, the third.
Oh.
And, 18 total down.
This is just gonna get worse. There's another Medivac heading into the main base. Don't forget that Maru actually has a proper army out as well. He's even unburrowing the mines, making this extra hard. That shot could have been worse, but it's still pretty bad. The only thing I'd love to see now from Maru is indeed a little bit of activity from those Marines on the right side, because I feel that those Marines could have really caused some
mine's at the third, mine's at the third.
In the main.
Oh my gosh, mine's at the third, managed to pop off before dying, and now mine's in the main pick off. Again, a total of 32 workers, 34 last game. The consistency that Maru's able to display with these attacks is incredible. And now he's just going to wander down to the bottom right where he has a bunch of Drilling Claw Widow Mines, Marauders, Medivacs, Marines. GG, just instantly, get me out of this game. Here comes the Medivac with Mine Drop number 1.
Oh, are you kidding me, Maru? You are a very fortunate boy, but it still does go down to the Queen in the natural, so that could have been a lot worse. We do have 4 very random Hellbats just marching into the third phase. Zerglings alone are gonna have a hard time dealing with this. I almost feel that Maru should have done this before to maybe pull the Queens a bit out of position, but so far so good for Solar. And to go back to the Spore Colony, it's not a problem. Tasteless still calls it Zealot Legs. And anyway, like, I don't know why you guys ever started calling... Whoa, he just killed his own queen, by the way. What the hell was that?
What can you do?
Solar just misclicked
But
and
we were
killed his
making
own
fun
queen.
of my brother. Let's get back to that. Let's.
Well, I was always just like zealot legs. I was like, I know it's a brood war thing, and that's how you guys called it, but I just think it's really funny. It's like, the game has been out for 10 years. Can we just call it charge? Is that like an option? Apparently not.
Yeah, no, it's zealot legs. I mean, I like the implication that a zealot is a powerful warrior with arms and a torso, but without legs. And you have to upgrade to just give it the legs, and then it can really go quite fast.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you put it like that.
Yeah, that's why you need to buy legs, right? What, we're going to have him crawling around on the ground like a crab clacking his little side blades together? No, I'm going to upgrade legs for him and treat him right. I got to admit, there's something hilarious to me about Maru rushing for mine drops, getting an armory, and then instantly researching drilling claws so he can continue to mine drop. It's kind of flipping the core logic of the matchup on its head because, one of the core things in this TVZ is always deny the creep spread, deny the creep spread, deny the creep spread, get Hellions, get Banshees to deny the creep spread, to fight against the units that would prevent you from denying the creep spread. And Maru is like, I build mine, I drop mine, they burrow fast. And he's just like smashing in 6 workers there.
Well, make it 12. And that could have even been a bit worse. Does the Spore Crawler also doesn't detect the other Widowmine? One Widowmine is still up in the main. Overseer sees it though, never mind, so it's all good.
But I mean, it's these little moments where wow. Yeah, 104 to 107. I mean, Maru, despite not really putting on any pressure, is just staying completely toe-to-toe. Get the 1-1 upgrades before Zerg. It's looking good.
It is looking very good. I gotta say, this one Spore Crawler in the main for solo has been awesome, though. That Spore Crawler got off like 17 shots already on Medevacs. You don't normally... Oh no! Why did Maru pick up all the mines? Okay, he's gonna drop them, which I definitely think is the right thing to do. There's another mine drop ready to head into the 3rd base. And oh no, never mind. It's a Liberator. Looks different.
Yeah, no, you've been trained. Mario's been slowly coaxing you to convince you that every blue dot has mines attached to it. And now the mines are just walking their way into the main base. Haha! Burrowing one here, burrowing one maybe. Yeah, there's a good spot. Oh, just out of range of the drones. And Maru is comfortably building a 4th command center. Does not have that much output, though. Only has 3 barracks at a pair of factories. So, I mean, that is the thing I'm a little concerned. Oh, God. 14?
Yeah. While we were looking at the ones in the main, which I was paying attention to, Maru was like, yeah, but there's also a mine drop at the 3rd that killed like 10 drones. And then he picks up one more mine and he drops that one in the net. And he's like, now it's 14. I was like, do you guys remember when you loved my Widowmine play? Now I've killed 29 drones and I'm not going anywhere. And Solar's, his mutas are just kind of forced and stuck at home. And I think it's safe to say that no Zerg ever wants to see his mutas just at home, only busy defending while not being able to accomplish anything on the other side of the map.
I mean, finally we're seeing Marines leave the main base. There's another mine drop at the bottom side. In the main base, there's more mine drops happening. And then coming from above and below, okay, more mine drops at the 3rd base. Burrow, 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 bang, bang. 6 kills, 11 kills. I mean, this is gruesome. This is like watching a horror game. 17 kill. How many workers have been killed total? 46. 46? No problem. This is better than the Blue Flame Hellion Rush days. I mean, this is so effective. What else is getting loaded up? 2 more medevacs with mines!
Oh, these mines are ready to fire at the mutas at the 3rd base. Solar! Okay, that could have been a lot worse. Maru walked them out of vision and the Overseer didn't detect it. We don't mind. Oh my god, come on. Getting the massive shot on all the Zerglings and Banelings. And now all of a sudden Maru is taking a 40 supply lead. And it feels that he's running away with this before it even really started. The only light at the end of the tunnel is that Solar is a little bit ahead in upgrades, but...
Ah, yes. And we have a counterattack going on at the 3rd base of Maru, and there's no defense here. I mean, there's a single turret, but, I mean, this is different from Clem that peppers all his bases with mines. Maru dropping at the 3rd, dropping in the main, or at least attempting to. The 3rd base is getting hammered with Widow Mines. The 4th base getting hammered with Widow Mines. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Come on.
Oh, my God.
Oh no, Solar's killing another one of his queens. Okay, at least he didn't kill this one. He was attacking it with queens, but Solar's probably wondering what the hell is actually happening in this best of 5. I cannot do anything. Maru is playing at such a ridiculous pace that all that Solar can really do is basically be the cleanup crew over here. He's cleaning up some mines after they already fired. You know, some dead bodies on the floor. But Maru is macroing up. He's building up a powerful army. Bailing connections are decent, but there are still Widow Mines and Marines left. And obviously Maru also has an army moving out on the left side. Oh, that's not the fight that Needless really want, I think. Or maybe it's good enough.
Wow, you know, this is... You know, this reminds me a lot of the series that we saw between Rogue and Dark, where it doesn't matter how much great harassment you do, your overall goal is to wind up with a bigger army than the other person. And we see that Maru has done these drops, picked off drones after drones after drones, and then finally comes in with an attack, and Solar just has enough stuff and just holds it off. I mean, right now the Mutalisk count is ridiculous. It's 23. You know, 2-2 is almost done. Is the Hive done? Wow, yeah, the Hive has started. Really nice composure from Solar, not getting distracted on his critical tech structures. Solar's locating some of these Marines plopped around.
A lot of it is good, but I still think it's going to be hard. Like, Maru is about to have his +2 bio too. A couple of Widow Mines running forward. They are going to look for the good connections. Overseers will soak up a few of these mine shots. And Solar's feeling confident enough that he can use his Mutalisk to counterattack. That's kind of cool, but if I was Solar, I would still take care of this army on the right side first before I would do that.
I mean, Solar has to be convinced that he is going to hold this. But, I mean, you don't want to just defend these attacks as Zerg. You want to defend and then clean up. Because if you can do that, then all of a sudden you're not just doing counterattack pressure, you're able to start doing direct frontal pressure. This is when you can start to do attacks with Lings and Mutas and Banelings at all the Terran bases. I mean, Solar is about to be at 5 bases and right just shy of that juicy 90 drone count. 3-3 has started sooner for Solar. Maru has only just started his +3 attack upgrade, and +2 is almost done. So, slight upgrade advantage still remains with Solar.
I do like Maru's army a little bit better. The Baneling count wasn't that high at first. Solar's taking a poor fight on the top right. He's mostly focusing on the bottom left. Widow Mines are here, but they don't fire. So a lot of the Banelings do survive, and they are looking for connections with the bio. Good job by Solar. Now that's a proper cleanup. And it seems like he's done pretty decent over here on the right as well. My goodness, Solar really stabilizing and turning this into a proper game where maybe he's actually ahead at this point. We have 22 and we're about to go into 40 Banelings. So it seems like Solar is going to try to blow up one of these planetary fortresses. This could work out, and I said he kind of revealed it, that there are units there. What is happening, Sean? We have Solar thinking he can get... Whoa, the drones! Hello!
Oh.
Wrong neighborhood.
Careful, careful. We have Banelings rolling up to the planetary fortress at the top. One shot picks off a bunch, and it is enough. The 5th base now down for Maru. Can Solar defend the attack at the 4th? Looks like the answer is easily. What about at Solar's 5th? It's not a particularly huge force, but there's a lot of Marauders in there, and they're stimming down to 40 and gone. It looks like Maru's able to even up the base count, but I got to admit, I am getting increasingly worried about Maru's economy. He is almost done in his main base. Oh, he's fully done in his main base, running low on his natural. As Zerg gets more mobility at this stage of the game, you got Ultras coming out. I mean, you do kind of want a 5th base. You kind of want 10 gases up if you want to be transitioning to enough gas-heavy stuff like this.
But obviously it was a base for a base, because even though Maru lost the PF, he also took out the hatchery in the bottom. And then the icing on the cake was the final Widow Mine shot that casually took down 30 Zerglings. And sometimes that's not that impactful and it just looks cool. But if we see that Solar has no money in the bank and only has 177 supply, you'll know that those mine shots are a very big deal indeed. Solar's going to try to make magic happen with the Midas, but this time Maru left enough Marines behind to push this army back. So he's even trying to take the base with the Rich Vespian guys.
Well, I mean, if you can get that Rich Vespian base up, that's amazing. But Solar's defending this bottom base with Baneling Ultralisk right now. And Maru has smartly just built a lot of Tech Lab barracks to make a lot of Marauders for this late game force. And I mean, look at just how fast the Ultras fall. It's just disgusting how quickly Marauders annihilate those Ultras.
Especially if they soften them up a little bit with the Widow Mines, and there is a Thor here and there helping out. Solar at this point seems to be in very serious trouble on the right side. He has trouble cleaning up the Bioforce, and then Maru is applying more and more pressure on the bottom base as well. These Marines and Marauders are out for blood. The one Ultra is going to fall. The Banelings do not get the connections that they're looking for. Solar got a great fight on the right side, but he is losing his base again in the bottom left.
And I feel like Solar keeps having what looks like a pretty good army, and Maru's just so deft about remaneuvering and repositioning and re-pulling these armies into more awkward situations. Like right here, look at this, you have these Mutalisks chasing these medevacs up at the top left, and all of a sudden this gives Maru the opportunity to just target fire onto this hatchery and pick it off. The 5th and 6th bases continuously getting taken down. And now Maru, I mean, he's just building command centers for fun at this point.
Yeah, he still has a bit of income. If you look at the income graph over the last few minutes, there were moments where it's like, this is looking all right for Solar. And Maru's like, no. But what about now? No. It's like every single time that it feels like the game is going somewhere, Maru's like, nope, I'm going to take that back and bring the economy into my favor again. And Solar did pick up a sensor tower. I mean, all little things do help, but it feels that Maru is still the one who can kind of just do whatever the hell he wants in this game, and Solar is scraping by, that's the best way to put it. He's trying to max out, he's just not quite able to.
I mean, Maru is so good at choosing how to split up his units. Like, so good at this. Once again, we have Maru picking off the 6th hatchery. Small force for Maru, sieging up right here at the 6th. I mean, this is going to be a nice value kill for Solar. But Maru really feels like he's snowballing. Maru's now advancing to the 4th base. These positions are just way too close. Solar is losing these fringe bases in the bottom left, and now is losing one of his core 4 bases. I mean, Maru is on fire. Small Zergling counterattack from Solar. This is exactly the sort of thing that Solar needs to get back into this match.
Yeah, Solar needs a little miracle. I mean, a few of the links picking up a few SCVs on the top side, that's kind of cool. But the Mutas were hoping to find a little more in the triangle base setup from Maru, but there were 5 turrets and a couple of units left behind. Maru has done a phenomenal job in making sure that Solar stayed a 4-base Zerg, and eventually 4-base Zergs just run out of steam against 4 or 5 base Terrans. 7 hatchery kills, and I don't even know how many he cancelled.
I mean, at this point in time, 75 total workers have been killed by Maru. That is ridiculous. Again, these fringe bases getting poked at. The Mutalisks just always seem to be in the wrong spot. Solar is going to try to wrap with Ultras, Banelings, Zerglings. The Mutalisks that normally would be there to chase down the medevacs show up late to the party. And it looks like Maru might just give up on doing splitting for the time being and mass all his forces and send through one gigantic push to the only bases that seem to be getting taken, the far left side. No need to split to the right. The 4th base there was already taken down. Thors, Marauders tanking at the front, these Banelings doing nothing, and Maru cleanly wins.